G'day guys, welcome back to Oz Tool Talk. Sorry for the long delay, but we think we can make up for it with a really good video.
Yep.
First things first, I want to say thank you so much to Tool Centre McKinnon for sponsoring us.
Yeah.
They provided all the bits and everything. Check out their new website, they've got a really huge eBay store. Really nice.
Yep. Guys, we literally are psyched about this. These are 5 beautiful tools that we've got. We've got the Makita, we've got the Metabo, the Milwaukee, the Dewalt, and the Bosch. We've got some cracking tests coming up. We really are pumped to show you this. So first up, straight away, we're going to show you a sneak peek of all 5 tools. First up, we've got the GSB 18 VE-2LI, which is the only, for this test, brushed unit. So it's a 4-pole brush unit. 1.72 kilo is the weight of the skin without the battery, and it's got a max torque of 85 Newton meters.
That's right. The things that set the Bosch apart, it's got a different chuck to the rest. It's got a very short chuck,
yep,
which we weren't a massive fan of.
No.
It's also got ERC, electronic rotation control, and what that's going to do is stop the drill from turning when you hit something hard to protect your wrist.
Yep.
So it's actually a pretty good safety feature.
It's fast and it's quite an active feature.
Yep.
In the unit. I also personally really like the clamshell, the mouldings, the plastic handle and the likes, the polymer plastic that Bosch use. They're a really tough, robust build.
Yeah, they put a lot of stock in how tough their unit is.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay guys, so for this one we've got the Dewalt Dcd995. It's a 1.61 kilo unit, just skin only, so it is one of the lighter units in this test. It's 80 Newton meters max torque, and it is a brushless unit.
That's right. The kind of feature on this one is its third speed. It's got a speed at 1300 RPM on the middle one. That's its second speed, and what that allows you to do is actually go through some tough tests a little bit faster, where a lot of other drills you have to go down to first speed. You want to sort of put a 1 inch or a little bit bigger auger bit in pine, you can keep this in second speed and go a bit harder.
Yep.
Other than that, nice unit, very comfortable.
Yep. Old school tough, I reckon.
Yep.
Really nice.
Next up, we've got the Makita DHP 481Z. This is the most recent brushless drill to the market. It's 1.87 kilos, which is actually easily the heaviest, and you do actually feel it. It's a little bit less comfortable than the others. You
do notice it.
And the handle could have been slightly better. So it's got 125 Newton meters of torque.
Yep.
You really feel that.
Yeah, you do. Look, it is the heaviest unit, but funnily enough, when you actually pick the thing up, it does look quite big in this shot, but when you pick it up, it's quite a stocky little thing. So for the brute force it has, which is its main thing these days, it's right to go.
Yep. Next up, we've got the Metabo SB 18 LTX BL, BL being for brushless, at 1.55 kilos for the skin. It's one of the light ones, and it is 90 Newton meters of torque.
Yeah. So the main feature for this one, guys, I think, is you've got your quick release chuck, which allows you to put your little quick adapter bits inside it. So it actually just shortens it down. So instead of you haven't got the impact driver right beside you, you've got the availability of just quickly popping a bit in it. You've also got the variable speed down the bottom, which you can use in first or second. So it gives a little bit more freedom. And it's also got the pulse function on it, which Metabo's had for years. They've just changed where you access that.
That's right. Actually the longest tool with the chuck in.
Yes.
Lastly, we've got the Milwaukee M18 CPD. This is by far the oldest unit. It's been out over 2 years now, and amazingly stands up really well, which I think is a real testament to this unit. 1.72 kilos without the battery, puts it in the middle of the pack. 80 Newton meters of torque. There's not really any bells or whistles to speak of.
No, there's not, but we both really love the chuck on this unit. Some chucks will tear the skin off your hands if you accidentally whiz past and lock it too tight. But the other thing is, you've got an incredible handle set up here. The way it locks on, it's never coming off. So quite underrated, doesn't have the super features that everything else has, but it stands the test really well.
Yeah, and easily the best side handle.
Yep, by far.
Now, if you're a bit of a geek like me and you'd like to compare all the specs of each of these tools, pause now and have a look.
So here we go, about to start the test, and we've got all our brand new bits in packets ready to go.
Alright, so this is our first test. It's a runtime test. And the idea here is just to use the tools over and over and over until there's no battery left.
Yeah, we've used the Milwaukee switchblades here, 38mm. They're a really aggressive unit. They've got a replaceable blade, replaceable auger tip. So they're perfect for this. We don't want to be doing 1,000 or 2,000 holes, that's just dumb. So this actually pushes the unit a bit. It also gives you a really good visual of what's going on.
Yeah, that's right. So we've sped it up 8 times is the speed. So just so we can get through it a bit quickly, because yeah, we don't want to spend all day on this, but it is a really important aspect of our test, is knowing how long these tools are going to last.
Yep.
Now you'll notice that these don't all have the same capacity and battery. Got the Bosch and the Milwaukee at only a 4 amp hour. The others are 5 or a bit more. That's just what we had available to us at the time.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter, because what I'm going to do is, once we get the total number of holes, I'm going to convert it back to a holes per amp hour.
Yeah, Dwayne's engineering brain will kick in and it'll sort it all out.
Yeah, and that's good, because these manufacturers are constantly bringing out higher capacity batteries all the time.
Yep.
Bosch has got their 6 amp hour coming out now. You can guarantee the others will be doing the same. So
yep.
You want to know, or we think you want to know, how long the drill runs based on the size of its battery, not just with the kit that we had on hand right now.
Yeah.
So this time, this is our second go at it. The Metabo is kicking along just nicely. We made a bit of a mistake, and we actually had the clutch on while we were using the Metabo.
Yeah, it's a real bugger. It is a good thing, great, got a clutch, no dramas, but it's a finicky little thing that I accidentally knocked on when I put my hand on top of the actual unit. So really odd, annoyed me a bit, the fact that can happen so easily, and the fact that I look like a goose. But yeah, we knocked it, so this does show its true results now, and the Metabo is an absolute tank, as you'll see.
Yeah, yep. So no red light on the top this time, so we know we're not in clutch mode, we're in proper drill mode. We can see the Bosch is just running out of steam right now.
Yep.
On the 4 amp hour battery, it's an older brushed unit, so it was always probably going to struggle to keep up with the others. You can see there it's got 39 holes.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty respectable for the older Bosch.
Yep, you know, I think it's done itself really proud. The Milwaukee's just finished up there, done 46 in only a slight longer time than what the Bosch has done. That is a brushless unit, but it's also an older brushless unit.
That's right. So it's showing there the runtime that you get there from the brushless stuff.
Yeah.
But it's also showing it's better power. You know, the Makita's just churned out 62 holes in only a few seconds longer on the 5 amp hour battery. Yeah. It's just a powerhouse.
Yeah, Dwayne matched up the start times, guys, so it is a beast of how quick it'll do 62 holes.
Yeah.
And now what you'll also see is the Dewalt is starting to slow down there, so it's doing a great amount of holes, but it does do them slower, and it becomes painfully obvious that it just doesn't drop out as quick as the other batteries, which, to be honest, if you're up on the top cap on a roof, some builders are going to be pretty happy about this if you just get that last little bit out of it instead of having to go down 3 flights of stairs to get a new battery to do half a hole. So pros and cons.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Metabo has just finished now, finally, with a whopping 82 holes. It's just huge. So that's just a mammoth effort, and it did them very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. So the Dewalt now is just finishing out its last hole. Mike's about ready to give up. So 64 holes. Actually, this about the same speed as the Milwaukee overall. Just the last few holes, very slow.
Yeah. This test here, guys, just as fast as we can punch an auger bit, 22mm.
22mm into a 45mm LVL.
Yep. This is purely a speed thing. As you'll see, you look at the Makita and you go, wow, that's going so fast. Something about the Metabo, it's doing it virtually as fast. Just doesn't look like it's punching it quite as quick. So the Bosch struggles a bit in second, so Dwayne's just had to pop it down to first there. Again, maybe because it's that little bit older and the brush drill just struggled a little bit.
That's right. So the Metabo and the Makita very fast.
Yep.
Easily the leaders in this one.
Milwaukee and Dewalt didn't do themselves any shame, though, that's for sure.
Very close, and as Mike said, the Bosch just struggling in second speed through this one. Not to say it isn't a powerful tool. No. It's just not as good in second speed.
Gives you time for a cup of tea.
Yeah, that's right. So that one was pretty clear.
Yeah.
Then we're running some 100mm bugle batten screws into treated pine posts. So this one isn't a really accurate test because it's really hard to be consistent in how far you drive them down and choosing which ones to go back to and drive further.
Yeah, you also find anyone who's used a bugle bit, you'll well know that the stinking bit often gets stuck in the head. So it's certainly not scientific, but it does give you a really good visual idea. And look at the Makita, like the Makita's done. I think I'll pop one more down, that's finished, so it gives you a good idea of what's got some serious go in it.
Yeah, it really showed that the Makita has supreme driving torque in second speed. It may not lead others as much in the first speed torque or even in drilling, but in second speed driving. Yeah,
this video really shows just how exemplary it is.
All the others we had to go back to lots of the screws. And the Makita, it just drove nearly all of them flush on the first go, so that was pretty awesome. Now we're doing coach screws. So these are big 12mm coach screws, 90mm long in treated pine. This is a tough high torque test. So again, we wanted to see how fast we did them, but we also wanted to see if it would drive them all the way.
This is not something you'd normally do. Like, or to be honest, you'd normally do a bit of a pilot hole.
This should be pre-drilled, but we wanted to test it. So as you can see, once again, the Makita has definitely gone the fastest, but it has left at least one, maybe two bolts, not quite all the way down. Whereas some of the others drove them all the way
straight down.
This is a masonry test. First up, we've got 6mm Bosch construction bits, the multi-purpose bits.
Multi-construction bits,
which are really good bits. And so this one, it's not that much fun actually, to be honest.
It's not fun at all.
The real killer here, you'll see that the Makita is the fastest on both the 6mm and the 10mm bits. But the real difference among the other four is actually in the comfort level. All the other four sort of gave similar times. Especially on the 10mm bits, which are probably a bit more indicative. But the Milwaukee and the Metabo, like the Makita, are quite comfortable. The Dewalt and the Bosch, they just shake your arm off.
There's something with it. You just like by the end of these 20 holes out of each drill of this, you just wanted to, I don't know, chuck the thing at the fence.
That's right. So this is also a speed test. As we say, it's just not very enjoyable if the tool doesn't handle the vibrations very well. And you wouldn't really use, I don't think, a cordless tool like this. If you're going to be doing lots and lots of holes, you really should go get yourself a rotary hammer drill.
Yeah, absolutely. But what we're doing is pushing the tools a bit and seeing what they could do. So we know that you'd pull out a rotary if you need to do this many holes ordinarily.
That's right. Some others have actually done much larger bits, 1/2 inch bits, 3/4 inch bits. To test these drills, I just think that's a bit ridiculous. 6mm all day long, 10mm at a pinch for these type of tools.
So it's really sticky. As you'll see behind there, we've got all the timbers left over from the last test. This is just through steel. Now we know this doesn't show a lot, guys, but it does show a bit of the speed. And it's also interesting to do 10, 20, 30 holes with these drills into steel. And it actually finds out, you find out the comfort of the unit fairly quickly.
Yeah, you do. So at the moment we're using 1/8 bits, about 3mm. And we're going through, I think it's about 3mm steel.
3mm steel.
And the story of the speed, of the steel drilling, both this 1/8 and the 8mm bits that we're about to use, is that the Bosch is a little slower than the others. But it's also quieter. This is a test where we really noticed that the Bosch just likes to do its thing very quietly.
It must have some, I don't know, the build of it is really good. One thing we did notice with the Bosch is that it does get not hot at the time, but afterwards the heat continues inside it. So we're wondering whether the motor's packed in there fairly tight, really well built, but whether that sound is because the motor's actually tucked away fairly well.
So that's it for the testing. We're now going to score these tools and we'll be back shortly to give you a quick wrap up of what we think.